Hello, I am Jonas from vhjelvis.com, and in this video I'm going to show you what's waiting for you inside of the vhjelvis membership portal when you join, because the membership is accepting new members this week and until Monday. And this is a subscription-based learning system where you get access to a new video tutorial series about FPGAs and VHDL every month. It's like a mini course every month, and you also get a new resource item 2 weeks after that. So it's 2 deliverables every month, and the resource item can be an example design or a tutorial or something that can help you in your work. But the membership portal has been going on since early 2021, so there's also a lot of content available the day you join, and we're going to check out what that is right now. When you log into the membership portal, you are going to be on the dashboard. Here you can find information like the publishing schedule or the link to the premium Facebook group, only for active members. There's also information about how you can get the same editor setup as I'm using. I'm using the free Microsoft Visual Studio Code editor. You can use any editor you want, but if you want to use VS Code, I have a vhjelvis extension that you can install. The next page you should check out is the core training page, where you can click this button, Start Core Training, which will take you to the same page. And by the way, when you complete the 6 core training lessons, this button is going to disappear, because I've created this short tutorial series for making it easy for you. I want you to start here, and I will walk you through how the membership works, the 5 stages of VHDL proficiency, setting up the development environment, and creating a standard project setup and a very simple self-checking test bench. These are very short videos, and by the way, this 5 stages of VHDL proficiency, it's something I use in the membership to classify your VHDL skill level. If you go to stages here, the stages page, you're going to see the path through the VHDL journey. Now, the membership is not for the absolute beginners, so if you don't know anything about VHDL or FPGAs, then you have to start with the fast track course. If you know something about VHDL and you're past the absolute beginner stage, then you can benefit from the membership. There are 4 stages left before you are the god of VHDL, and this page links to questionnaires which will help you identify which stage you are at, so you can track your progress. In the left sidebar, you're going to see the available tutorial series, and when you join, it's going to be at least 8 series that are available, from the oldest one at the bottom to the newest one at the top. And each month I will add an additional series which will appear as the first item. We don't remove anything, we just add new content, so you have no time limits for doing the series. And it's important to understand that this is not a course, it's a membership, so there's no strict ordering between these series. You can start at the one you like, you don't have to start at the first one. The first series, the oldest one that I created, is Delta Cycles in Depth. And I created this series because it's such a quick win for you to understand how Delta Cycles work. And this series teaches you how signal scheduling works in the VHDL simulator and how inter-process communication works in VHDL. So this is a great series to start with if you don't have any other preferences. The next series is called Protected Type String List. And that's because we create a dynamic data structure in VHDL, a string list, by using the object-oriented features of VHDL, the protected type. You can create object-oriented programming in VHDL, and we're going to do it for test benches. We're going to learn how to in this tutorial series. The next series is named Z-Board Audio Pass-Through, and in this series we create a system-on-chip design for designing Z-Board in Vivado and Vitus. Now I'm using this board, this Z-board in this series. You don't need to have this board or any other board, because I'm going to use a variety of boards in the membership, and I'm going to show everything on my board. You just have to download the free software and do it on your computer. And in this series we create a system-on-chip design that allows us to stream audio through the FPGA, and we don't write any VHDL code in this series. We only use the pre-configured blocks in Vivado and a C program. Because the membership is more than VHDL, it's about everything that has to do with FPGAs. And the next series is about I2S audio interface. So this is a VHDL tutorial. We are creating an audio interface module, a transceiver module that can read and write audio data from the audio codec chip on the Xilinx Z board. So now we are interfacing the analog to digital converter for reading audio data and writing them out of the FPGA through the digital to analog converter on the Z board. And in the end, I'm showing you that this is actually working on the FPGA, and we are playing music and streaming it through our VHDL module on the Z board. The next series is about creating a self-checking test bench that uses a bus functional model. And we use the I2S module that we created in the previous series as a device on a test, but you can use this technique with any serial transceiver device. So I'm showing you how you can incorporate a bus functional model in a self-checking test bench to compare the outputs from the bus functional model to the device on a test and determine if it's working or not. In the next series, we will learn how to create a makefile-based workflow for an FPGA project. We take an existing Lattice IceCube 2 GUI project and convert it into a script-based workflow using a makefile, so that we can synthesize and implement the design from the command line and even program the FPGA without even opening the GUI. We can do that by using makefiles. The next series is script-based workflow, and here we take it a bit further. You will learn how to structure a VHDL project consisting of multiple submodules and using scripts to derive the compile order of the VHDL files and to launch simulations in batch mode and also in the GUI from the command prompt. We don't need to create Molsim projects or projects of any kind. We have everything in our scripts. And in the end, we run regression tests to check that all the submodules are working and the main project. And in this series, you will learn the difference between a flat and a hierarchical project structure. And you will find the pros and cons of each of these ways to organize a VHDL project. The next and final series that is available at this point is constrained random verification. And that's a different test bench strategy which relies on pseudo-random interactions with the device in the test while collecting functional coverage. And we are using the OSVVM framework. That's a VHDL framework. And by interacting with the device in the test randomly, we can discover bugs that we wouldn't think were possible and might have neglected to check for if we were creating a directed testing test bench. And to ensure that we are checking everything that we want, we are going to capture functional coverage point in our test bench. We will learn how to do that in this tutorial series. And remember that I'm going to add a new series to this list each month, so it will grow as long as you remain a member. But the membership is not only tutorials, it's also resources, because there's a resources page with, at this time, 46 different resource items. It can be templates and scripts, example designs, example test benches, printables, or installation guides. So let's have a look at the templates page. You can find templates for things that you often do in VHDL or scripts like gitignore files or molsim run scripts, or for example this VHDL block RAM template. If you need to infer block RAM, for example, you can go to the resources, go to this page and grab the code for a single port RAM or a dual port RAM or a true dual port RAM and use it in your design. And then there's example designs and example test benches. In the example designs, there's going to be a Molsim project that you can download. For example, let's check out this one. There's going to be a Molsim project that you can download. It's going to contain the code and a quick run script to see it working in Molsim in 1 minute. And here's the entity that you can check out before you download the examples. And the example code has the MIT license so that you can use them in your design and save time. And that is what's waiting for you right now inside of the VHDL membership portal when you join. And remember, you also get access to a new tutorial series every month, the first Monday of the month, and also a new resource item the third Monday of the month, as long as you remain a member. But remember, you have to join before Monday.